All right, you primitive squids, listen up, because today I'm going to review the Evil Dead trilogy. Now, I'm going to admit, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, which are pretty much the same movie, so gonna just do like a little bit, right, start with a little bit there, and about how it was just more the horror cliche of couple of friends at a cabin and undercover supernatural. In this case, the Necronomicon and the old archaeologist lived around it after who previous tenant of the or owner of the cabin stayed and left the Necronomicon. But well, you know how those cliche movies are, like various, like a Jason film, Voorhees film, various Scooby Doo episodes has touched on the cabin in the woods trope, even the titular cabin in the woods. That's for another review. But overall, I'm going to say excellent casting by character and direction by the great Sam Raimi and the star Bruce Campbell. It was pretty much the only big name out of that franchise, and one I could actually name off the hands of didn't M. Beth Davids off of, and Ted Raimi, who was Sam's brother, best known as Joxer from Xena. I gotta admit, when it comes to roles that only one actor could actually play, Ash Williams and Bruce Campbell go hand in hand, as well as Xena and Lucy Lawless, Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Buffy, Amy Jo Johnson and Kimberly Hart, and Jason David Frank as Tommy Oliver, so on and so, just by various examples. Oh, I could also give a Out of the Park on this one. Was the whole Out of the Park out of this was Evil Dead 2 being technically more of a soft reboot, which, spoiler alert, at the end leads up to Army of Darkness, when Ash and his girlfriend Linda, he always had a thing for Lindas, I say that much, to the point that I'm surprised throughout the soundtrack and the series, Ash vs. Evil Dead series, the song Linda by Jane and Dean was not in the soundtrack. That was a Linda. And of course, how Evil Dead 2 always led up to Ash having to, talk about some excellent scenes and talk about the stop motion effects. Talk about epic when it comes to the horror movie special effects. And there's lines like, swallow your soul, swallow your soul. And, which, Evil Dead 1, for, I'm going to say, about a 3 out of 5. Okay, but Evil Dead 2, 5 out of 5, which builds up to Army of Darkness. That, Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, go in the movie Hall of Fame in the categories of sequels better than the original. It even goes for the spin-off series Ash vs. Evil Dead. I gotta give that show made Walking Dead look like Mr. Rogers. Fuck you, stars, for canceling. But Army of Darkness. Talk about the ultimate movie, one of the ultimate 90s movies. Quotable too, like the ultimate one of, all right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. Say this is my boomstick. A 12-gauge Dolbear Remington S-Mars, top of the line. You can always find this in the sporting goods department. Retails about $19.95. Got a Walmart stock, cobalt blue steel, and a hair trigger. Shop smart, shops S-Smart. And, of course, Of course, when he says to Harry the Red, who, when Ash gets typed into the Middle Ages, he, in a time warp from the Necronomicon, you gotta admit that, that in the old Oldsmobile Delta, which later on was like gets hot rodded to be like a medieval type tank. Oh, epic, and what was like a castle reenactment of the medieval Alamo reenactment, or should I not in good comparison, because we all, if you know your history, you know what really happened at the Alamo. And of course, you got the comedy and the action, and of course, a lot of incidents like epic scenes like how, like I just mentioned with the boomstick after King puts him into a pit and all, or should I say Arthur or something? Not sure if that in fan theory is that really King Arthur. I'm not real sure, but hey, that's one way of being the only motherfucker in medieval times with a double barrel shotgun. I mean, I talk about some epicness on that one. I mean, especially in like the odd era of odd, or should I say, just goof, which is the whole when when they throw Ash into the pit after capturing Harry the Red and his men, throw him in the pit. He gets the shine right off the pit monster, escapes with the help of the wizard. Talk about odd moment in movies where you get shoot 2-3 times from a double barrel shotgun. Oof. Talk about groovy. And of course, spoiler alert, but at the scene at the end when he's back in present day and at S-Mart in the old that old lady Deadite just terrorizes the store. The whole, lady, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the store. Like I say, Bruce Campbell, he might have been known for horror movies, but he ought to brand, whenever for Western remakes, he should be the guy. Like, for example, back in the day, 90s would have made like a good audition. That scene would have made a good audition for a Rifleman remake. I mean, where he was just holding that Winchester rifle like dun 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 dun, like Chuck Connors and the Rifleman. Overall, Army of Darkness, 5 out of 5. Old epic scenario, and of course, even funnier scenes like when he's in that windmill and someone with that broken glass sets up those little tiny ash doppelgangers, and the whole London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down scene. And then then all of a sudden there comes Evil Ash, who later on leads the rebellion after the first attempt to recover it at Necronomicon. Woo! Talk about epic animation out of the skeleton army. Starlight Farf! Bruce's Nixon impression in that scene. Talk about, gotta be some epic scenarios in that one. Epic scenes. And especially old Bruce horseback. I'm just like, that double barrel shotgun. Talk about one of the moments you can't really tell if you're watching a medieval movie or a Western. And talk about some epicness on that one. Especially when he's getting all those face reactions, trying to pick the right Necronomicon. Then he messes up the lines, unearths the Army of Darkness. Then only for them to remember the Alamo and the treaty bringing peace between here King Arthur's group, that's right, and or Fanfare and Harry the Red's men. Ooh, one of them, I'd say, greatest sequel of a to be better than the first one. So enjoy, people. It's an excellent movie. And hail to the king, baby!